Hello and welcome to the E3 podcast where we're all just hype and pre-rendered conversations. I'm your usual host, Joe, very sick.
Yes, you are.
I'm joined here by Tony Tones in our team.
Soon to be sick.
And here we are for the E3 Extravaganza 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, because we were here last year with one of these podcasts.
So I got like a bunch of news for this week's podcast. And then E3 happened.
We can't forget about E3, I'll be honest.
No, I always remember.
You say that, but we planned out stuff like 2 weeks ago and then forgot E3 was in this podcast.
So, I'm really sick at the moment, so this may sound really weird.
This isn't the same glitch as like episode 4 or 5 or whatever, where like everything got slowed down randomly.
Went randomly deep for no reason.
And we didn't know how to fix it, but now we do know how to fix it.
Yeah, it happened last week, and we pitch shifted back.
Yeah. We've leveled up, what we can say when it comes to that.
Have you been playing anything this week? You want to talk about anything?
Tekkit Legends.
Tekkit Legends. What is Tekkit Legends?
It's like the old Tekkit, but kind of shit.
What is Tekkit?
Well, you know our good friend Notch.
Oh yeah.
He made a game.
The shit poster on Twitter.
Yeah, he called a feminazi a cunt, I believe, in the E3 weekend.
Yeah,
but he made a game called Minecraft, and mods came out for Minecraft, and someone made a mod pack called Tekkit back in the day, a few years ago. Tekkit Legends is the resurgence, the new version in 1.7.10.
It stopped getting updates, didn't it? Because of forestry or something.
Well, the old Tekkit, yeah. Like there was like a technical Tekkit, forestry was removed and re-added, and it's kind of confusing. But this is the new improved Tekkit basically, but missing some major things.
Mm.
Like they added carpenters to the pod pack, but not chisel.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They have forged micro blocks, don't they?
Yeah, that's fine. That was in the original Tekkit. I remember building my house with forward micro blocks and lag out everything with them. I would not recommend.
Chisel was my main.
Yeah, Chisel was my main. I don't know why they didn't add it.
Wait, what mods did you want to add to it?
I wanted thermal expansion because using RF without storage is really annoying.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want like the energy cubes and the pipes. And I wanted open blocks so we can have sleeping bags and gravestones.
Can you just convert the power to something else to store it?
Not... Sort of.
Like Michael Jackson's.
There's no Michael Jacksons anymore.
No
one uses Michael Jacksons. I could probably store it in EU. But...
The European Union cannot be trusted.
Well, I mean, they built a nuclear reactor. Well, I built a nuclear reactor storing a huge amount of EU. So.
What, large reactor?
No, it's like a industrial craft.
Reactor.
Yeah, I haven't built a big reactor.
They're pretty easy to make. They're not too hard. You can cool them with water as well.
Yeah, the big reactors are really cool actually. I want to get them, but I've just got like an industrial craft nuclear reactor, and it used a shit ton of copper.
Okay.
That's all I've been playing. I'm afraid.
I don't actually know what I've been playing this week. Let me go on Steam. I played Killing Floor 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
Actually.
You did something else like as you got back from your week trip.
What did I do?
I can't remember, but you were on Steam, weren't you? Or you were doing something. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, that's useful. No, I was playing Killing Floor 2 yesterday. And they just added the update. So if you haven't played the original Killing Floor, they made some really cool carnival update where they reskinned all of the mobs to look like they're in a carnival. And they added like a brand new map with challenges and traps on it.
Because they talked about this at E3, didn't they?
Yeah, it was announced at E3 by Tripwire.
Yeah.
On the PC Gamer show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool, because my favourite thing about Killing Floor 1 was the carnival skins for the sets.
It does
look really cool.
It does look really interesting, like compared to the original, in my opinion. Like, I think I'd rather play with carnival stuff than not.
The carnival skins are fucking scary, dude. Like,
are they?
You just get like random clown zombies coming.
Clowns aren't scary.
They are in Killing Floor 2. Like, I like the big. I can't remember what they're called. There's like this big monster, and he's like a giant monkey.
Oh, is that the guy with the chainsaw as well?
Yeah, he's like a monkey runs around with a chainsaw.
Okay. Yeah, that. To be fair, that's scary. Like, I don't want to be chased by that thing. Clowns. I
swear he had cylinders in the original one.
Well, in Killing Floor 1.
Yeah.
So they're saying replace. What do you mean by cylinders, though?
You know, like a giant monkey. It's like
smashing
cylinders together. Or maybe I'm just imagining that.
I don't think these are the images you were quite expecting, were you?
Oh, these are the new ones.
Yeah. Oh, that's
There's like clowns and pigs and monkeys.
I don't know. I don't find clowns that scary, but that monkey is
yeah, he's pretty.
That monkey is too powerful.
But yeah, I went back on that. I played it and it was fun, but I hadn't played since early access because I bought the game when it was like in the early stages of early access because I enjoyed the first one so much.
Yeah,
and I stopped playing it for ages because it was in. I wouldn't say it was in a finished state.
No. It's still missing things you wanted in there.
But I came back and I was really confused because it was like there was like some perks that I'd never heard of.
So they just added more stuff.
And there was like, oh, you can equip hats and dancers, and I was like, how'd you get those? He's like, oh, you get crates now.
Everything has crates.
You unbox crates. I was like, how'd you get the keys? And it's like, oh, you got to buy the keys to get the crates. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Can you not unlock keys like through playing?
I have no idea. Really.
We'll never know.
I think
Killing Floor 2, Electric Boogaloo.
They're adding new carnival items that you unlock. You get like a random drop every week or so, and they give you challenges, which gives you a drop. I think.
Right. Okay.
I think the system's somewhat similar to like CS:GO or TF2.
Yeah. I assume that's what they're copying to try and make money.
Yeah. But I don't know. I like the old Killing Floor without this stuff because it had like DLC.
Yeah.
But you could just like buy a skin.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that because like when the game was on sale, there was like a couple of pennies or something. So it was like
that's what
it was
you
like
wanted.
70p, and then like my friend could be like a chicken.
Yeah.
And like 70p, and I'd be a robot.
Yeah.
I loved the original robot from Killing Floor 1. I suppose that. Cause,
you're a robot.
Yeah, I was a robot medic. He's not a medic, but he was played as Soul.
Right.
So
okay.
he doesn't have any. Everyone has voice lines, but he only has beeps. She's like every time he heals something, he's like he just plays like you know the what's it called, the thing that matches your heartbeat on a machine.
Oh,
he has he's like beep beep.
Something monitor. Yeah,
like healing people.
Yeah,
but no, I picked a random character. I was like, and just put a fedora on him. I was like, yeah, that'll do.
Playing as Notch himself.
Yeah, playing as Notch. They still got Mr. Foster in the game, so
yeah,
he's like the iconic Killing Floor 1 character with the gas mask and the tie.
I don't know. I never played Killing Floor 1, but I saw Killing Floor 2, and that's kind of when I actually learned about the entire franchise. Basically, is it a franchise yet? Is it a franchise?
Yeah, I'd say like, Killing Floor 1 was like it had like a small community, but it was a very popular, very dedicated community. It was like a kind of a cult classic in a way, like a small where it's like you have a small group of
but they all liked it a lot,
who all like it a lot.
Yeah. No. To be fair, I saw quite a few videos on it after I actually learned about it. And it actually did look really interesting. So
it was just so old.
Yeah.
By the time, it was kind of getting a lot of attention.
Mm.
So Killing Floor 2 is kind of like their attempt of like trying to hit the mainstream. Trying to like, hey, cool, sick graphics, gore effects. Don't play it, Call of Duty players.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like it. I like the game. It's pretty fun. I don't know what else. Wait, there's a Pepsi Man skin.
Oh, that's too powerful.
The Scrake.
That's too powerful.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's definitely a game now, I'd say.
Yeah. So in early access, it wasn't quite there.
But it's out of early access now. And if you play now, they're doing like weekly updates. Is what they announced at E3.
Yeah, because they haven't been doing that recently, and there's like people wanted it back from the original.
So
game.
you can play the new Carnival maps. All the Zeds will have the Carnival skins on, which is really cool. And yeah, it feels like a new game to me, at least. It feels like a game. And it was really fun. So I'm going to be playing more of that.
You could say feels a new game.
It feels like a new game. I'll just check my Steam page.
Well, how much your recent activity.
Yeah, I just want to see what I'm doing. Apparently my friends are buying Northgard. A strategy game, I ain't buying that shit.
Well...
I was playing Reigns the other day. Apparently I was playing Sonic as well. Sonic
that was it. You went on to Sonic for some reason. What was the Sonic about?
I don't know. I feel like I play something.
How do you get the Sonic feeling to play Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed?
You just go, I've got some time to kill. And then you launch Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed. And away you go.
Flying through the air, on the ground. It's still such a confusing game to me, though.
Can you pet the pizza? Does it brighten up your day?
No, it does not.
Well, you have Sonic, don't you?
Yeah, I've played it, but I was really bad at it. To be fair, though, at the time it was the first time with the Steam controller, so I don't know. Maybe that was the problem. I've used more of it now.
Do you think we should talk just about random things instead of structuring this podcast?
You want an unstructured podcast?
I don't know, because I've been watching the H3 podcast recently,
and they're kind of just unstructured.
And every time I watch it, it's just like every time they have a guest on it, they just talk about the most random shit, and it's the most entertaining thing.
I think the thing is that I think this podcast primarily we do news, right?
We do now, yeah.
I feel like if we wanted to do that, we'd have to do something else.
Just do a different podcast.
The unstructured podcast.
I mean, I called it the Everything in Between podcast because I was like, we can talk about video games, but if I want to go off on a rant about 20 minutes about, like, I don't know.
The Tangerine.
The Flash. Should I go off on a rant about The Flash now?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we need to press timestamp for it?
Yeah, timestamp for Joe's rant about The Flash before the E3.
Okay.
Like, what the fuck? If you haven't seen, like, CW's The Flash, right? So, the DC TV kind of universe is pretty weird. There's, like, The Flash and the Arrow.
I saw a trailer for it yesterday. I didn't realize the Green Arrow was like the mayor of wherever he is.
Yeah, they're like in the same universe. And then there's Gotham as well, which is like my guilty pleasure. I love Gotham, actually.
I think Gotham's a good idea. Like, I could understand it. But I also understand when people say they don't like it. Like, I think I can understand it. I've only watched like...
My favourite thing is like Jim Gordon's like, I'm a straight cop, I don't shoot people, and he's like, you're under arrest, and then immediately just starts shooting them. Like, Jim, you said you're not going to kill anyone this week, and then he like immediately kills someone. That boy ain't right. But I will say about Gotham is I love how ambiguous the set design is. Like, it's really hard to tell what time it's set in.
Oh, I see. Everything's
because you don't know if like Gotham's just run down.
Yeah.
But everyone like they use like payphones, and it's very like neo-Gothic kind of style.
I mean, the architecture really
Batman comics.
Yeah, the architecture really hides like what age it is as well.
So I will say something. They get set design really good.
Yeah, the set design is fantastic. And
I like how they design characters. They have some interesting characters. Okay. Actually, I think Alfred is pretty good in this show as well. He's not like a random pushover.
Yeah, like a lot of things get like him wrong.
Well, I feel like Michael Caine's Batman was really good, but Alfred's kind of like an ex-army vet.
Yeah.
So he's not just like an old servant that's just
No.
Like,
absolutely not.
Okay, Master Wayne, I'll do whatever.
Yeah, he is meant to be this badass.
And in this show, he's also like Bruce Wayne's guardian, which he would have been.
Yeah.
So he's like kind of his. You kind of see like how Alfred's kind of being this like stepdad figure to Bruce.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, but right, let's go back.
Back to the.
Let's go back to the Flash. It became very clear from watching the Flash that the Flash is an advert for Arrow, because every week they're like, "Oh, I met up with the Arrow in the Flash." I was like, "Okay," and it's like, it even gets to a point where you need to know what's happening in the Arrow to understand what's going on in the Flash. To a point where before the show, they say like previously on Arrow to show you what's going on.
No, that's terrible.
Because they designed each show to be basically going on at the same time with each other, and I was just like, after I watched it, I was just like, this is just a giant advert for the Arrow.
Yeah.
Like the entire show's an advert, and then I was like, wait a minute, but the show is also an advert, because you look at like the Flash and the Arrow, and it's just like, I just need to do this thing on my Microsoft Surface tablet. It's like, get a close-up of the Surface, get a closer of the Surface. I'm getting called on my Samsung Galaxy phone.
That's how it got funded though, right? Just through all of these promotions and
they're just like giant
product placement.
They're like, there's like soft, heroic action in them, and then they're just giant adverts in between.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen the advert for it, and I'm not sold on it. I still don't. I don't really care about the DC universe, though.
I watched the Arrow, and that was okay. I'd say that Deadshot in the Arrow is way better than Suicide Squad, but that wouldn't be saying a lot.
No, that's not.
God, okay, let me talk about Suicide Squad. Because I watched Suicide Squad the other day, and that film is so bad.
Yeah, I kind of went like when you said that you watched it. I kind of went on a binge and like watched all the like everyone like I Hate Everything's and like Ralph the Movie Maker's videos and like a load of other people's like stuff like hating on the show.
Yeah.
On the show, sorry, film. That's what I'm looking for.
It's because they put so much time into exposition of like they show like Deadshot. He's like, he's not just a cold-blooded assassin. He loves his kid, and they show like Harley Quinn. It probably has some of the worst dialogue in like the Harley Quinn moments. Like, holy shit! Like, I think it's been quoted before, but it's just like, he was the king, and nobody dare mess with his queen. And it's like really just awful dialogue. And they set up, and like probably half the film is exposition. Yeah. So it's really boring. And then they get to a point where they're about to go and fight the like evil guy. I don't know if you want to spoil it, because I don't know if you want to watch Suicide Squad.
I don't think you're ruining much.
But they go to fight them, and then they randomly introduce characters. When they spent so much time on exposition, they just go, Grappling Hook Man and Boomerang Man are here now. And also,
he can climb anything.
And also Katana. And it's like, they just introduce Katana, and you're like, oh, okay, you're just gonna... And then randomly she's like helping the government keeping these people there for some reason. And you have no idea why.
What I don't understand though is, like, Batman is in this. Like, he's
in it at, like, the start.
But I don't understand that. Like, he's there, like, beating up, like, random criminals, right? Why can't he save the world? And then the random criminals just be on the streets getting rid of other criminals? Like, why does Suicide Squad need to deal with this?
There in, like... He's in, like, Deadshot's exposition, because he, like, takes him down. And then he's there to take down Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And there's this whole plot throughout the film that the Joker's like, oh, I have to break Harley Quinn out of prison. And it just doesn't really go anywhere, really.
No.
Like, he kind of shuts down the explosives.
Isn't the Joker, like, hardly in it?
Yeah, but he's by far the worst character in it.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Jared Leto probably the worst Joker I have ever seen. He is so annoying. No, I can't say that. So I was gonna say he might be on like level as annoying as Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman.
You can't go there.
No, Jesse Eisenberg pretty much hit it out of the park with his ability to be the most whiny, annoying brat in a fucking Batman movie.
Yeah. I don't know how they managed that one. I don't know, like I think there are a lot of problems with like the Joker is that they tried to make him like a sex symbol like Harley Quinn was.
Did they?
Yeah. there's quite a few shots where it's like, what? Well, the Joker isn't meant to be this. Like,
I understand they have such a fucked up relationship, but they don't do it any justice in like the fucking film. It's just like, oh, you're in love with me, Harley. Let's jump into a vat of toxic waste together, and you'll go crazy. So okay.
To be fair, wouldn't you?
No.
No.
If I was the Joker's queen, then yeah. God damn anyone who disrespect.
Yeah, that is.
What did I say? Okay, so they randomly add characters halfway through, and it's really clear that they're just throwaway characters. Because within like the next scene, they just kill one of them. They're like, "Aha! That's what happens if you try and run away."
Oh, that's a really
like they're just like
moment.
And I feel like the throwaway characters are pretty much just all the characters, because I feel like they could have thrown away any of them and I wouldn't give a shit. I feel like it would have been a better movie if they killed a lot of the Suicide Squad. But nobody dies. No one important dies. Someone who's in it for like one scene dies and you're like, I don't care, I don't know who this guy is.
No.
You added Grappling Hook Man halfway through the film without telling me anything about him, and then you want me to be upset
Joe,
when he's dead.
He can climb anything.
He can't climb away from death. And then there's this huge, like, fucking story where, I think his name's, like, Diablo or Pyro or something.
Oh.
Right? And this whole film, he's like, I accidentally killed my kids and my wife. I won't use my powers, man. And it's just like, no one cares. And then at the end of the film, he's like, and then Deadshot comes up and he's like, it's okay, man. I feel like it's just a huge... They could have been selling Viagra at that point. He just seems like he has like some sort of erectile dysfunction. He's like, I can't use my powers anymore, man. I can't use my powers anymore. So at the end, they all just like the fucking the idea is they're being forced into this, and then it's just like it's meant to be a really like dark, gritty movie, right? Because that's what they're trying to do.
Well, yeah, they're not the good guys. That's the point.
They're trying to do that, but then in the end, they just become fucking buddies. It's like a buddy cop fucking film. Like, oh, we got differences, but now we're working together and we're all friends. And oh my god, it's fucking... And then it's like, they're just like, oh, you just saved the world. And it's like, now you can have an espresso machine in your jail cell, go back to jail.
Yeah, who would...
And then it ends with just like the Joker breaking Harley Quinn out of prison. And it's just like, that was a waste of fucking time.
So you're not going to watch the second one?
I hope they're not making a Suicide Squad 2. Because they just released Wonder Woman as well.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But that does not give me any faith for the Justice League movie when I've seen Batman v Superman and I've seen Suicide Squad.
No. Like, I think any of the DC stuff with there's more than one in is like so far guaranteed to be bad. Can I say that? Is that controversial?
Didn't like Joss Whedon take over the Wonder Woman film when the director had to, or was it Justice League?
I don't know.
It was like, like Joss Whedon's been working on Justice League.
But isn't he also...
Because like Zack Snyder had to step down after he had like a loss in his family.
Oh.
So like Joss Whedon agreed to take over, and that gives me a lot of hope, because as you know, Joss Whedon, he's like Firefly, and he made like the first Avengers film.
Yeah, but that's what's confusing me though. It's like, oh, we'll get the guy who did Avengers to do our Justice League, the Avengers of the DC universe.
It's a pretty good bet though that he can bring characters together and make a film about superheroes together.
That does give me hope, and Wonder Woman give me a little bit of hope.
Let's see what hope. So Jason Momoa as Aquaman is probably the best casting choice they could have done, right? Khal Drogo as Aquaman.
It makes me laugh every time. It ruins Game of Thrones for me, but yeah. I
don't know. I feel like they could have just used the Flash from the TV series.
Yeah, I
think everyone just would have been okay with it.
Why couldn't they?
It isn't like the worst. It's actually their TV series are better than their films, so why not just use that? people already know Barry Allen.
Yeah. Is he not like a film actor then? Was it that their reasoning?
Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. Who else is in it? It's like Cyborg Man that's always awkwardly in it. Like,
oh
yeah,
I don't remember that guy.
He's like half cyborg. He was in like Smallville as well.
Yeah, I'm not very good with like DC heroes, to be honest. I know like the big ones, like Superman and Batman, obviously, and Wonder Woman. But
what about Wheelman?
Who's Wheelman?
In like fucking Donkey's newest video, he was looking at all like the different villains and stuff, and he was looking at like Wheelman and Antimatter Lad or something.
Antimatter Lad.
It's something like that.
That's too. Oh my god!
Like, he has like the power to just eat anything.
Matter Eater Lad. Why has he got lad in his name? That
He's
doesn't
an
make any
actual
sense.
like DC Comics hero, where he just like eats like fences and stuff. He's like, haha, this is matter, and he just starts eating it. I wonder if there's any pictures. Like here's Matter eating lad eating a fence. Here's his way out of trouble.
Oh god. Oh my god.
If you're listening, look up Matter Eater Lad. Now that is a superhero. I want to see the Matter Eater Lad film by Zack Snyder, of course. The thing with Zack Snyder that was pissing me off is he always reads his director's cuts.
Yeah.
Every single film he does, it's like, oh, I could have made this better. Here's the director's cut.
But the director's cut never better though.
Yeah, they usually are.
Well, his ones.
Yeah, they're usually better than the piece of crap he puts out.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on the Suicide Squad one.
I haven't seen Suicide Squad director's cut, but Watchmen director's cut.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah. That I understand that one, but that's Watchmen there.
You know what? I never found out that Watchmen is based on a speech by Ronald Reagan.
Is it?
Yeah, or it was the president around the time. So the idea of Watchmen is that we're at the Cold War, right? I think Reagan's in the Cold War, right? Cold War.
I'm not very good with American history.
About American presidents.
No,
but I think Ronald Reagan's like the president in the Cold War, right? And so this is a time where the U.S. and the Russia are like a political war, right?
Yeah.
And
Nixon, Ford, and Carter.
So the idea of Watchmen is that there's going to be this huge conflict, and what happens is that I can't remember his name. The guy, one of the Watchmen, basically sets it up to make it look like Dr. Manhattan, the kind of blue alien guy from Watchmen.
Yeah.
He actually he's going to attack the Earth. So everyone has to come together to fight against him.
Yeah.
So what happens is, in the end, they blow up New York and they make it look like Dr. Manhattan did it, spoiler alert. And what happens is that the US and the Russia stop the Cold War and they come together.
Yeah.
And he goes off to a different planet. And it's actually based on a speech. I didn't know this until the other day that I was listening to like a podcast or something. That Ronald... Because it clicked. They didn't make this connection, but it clicked with me. Because in one of his speeches, he was talking about the Cold War. And he was saying it would be so much easier for humans to come together if there was some sort of alien we could fight against.
Yeah.
Like if there was... like.
To be fair, that's true.
Like we have so much conflict between different countries, but if an alien came down and they were attacking the Earth... everyone would come together and be like, fuck this alien, we're going to attack them, right? And I was like, wait a minute, that's exactly what, like, Watchmen's just based on. Like, and I just made that connection, so I thought it was really cool. That Watchmen's kind of, like, just based on a Ronald Reagan.
Does that prove that we're, like, super xenophobic and humanity?
Humans hate humans.
and humans,
but not more.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you're a different race. Actually, you're not. You're more like me than an alien.
Right, I've been shitposting.
We've tangerine for too long.
Well, I've been shitposting about DC for a really long time.
Should we go on to E3 then?
Yeah. Okay.
Like, you got it out of your system though, right? Like, you're not gonna go off on a random rant about.
Well, maybe I will. Oh shit! That's very loud, phone.
You didn't turn it off.
I turn it up. Anyway, so we'll start with EA, shall we?
You want to start with EA? They went first.
Well, they were the first. I was just doing chronological order.
The shit show, which is EA Sports.
EA Sports.
There was a lot of sports ball.
It's in the game.
I wanna.
No, well, we'll go.
We're not going to talk about a lot of sports balls though.
So the thing with our EA kind of podcast is we're just going to talk about things that interested us.
Yeah.
And kind of glance over things that didn't.
Yeah, and EA mostly talked about sports. We don't really care about sports games.
So the first game that kind of interested me was A Way Out. So this is the new game by the guy who did A Tale of... Was it A Tale of...
That's the Brothers of Two Tales of something, yeah.
Is it A Tale of Two Souls? Or is that David Cage?
I think I'm thinking of David Cage.
Don't play David Cage games.
Brother, Tale of Two Brothers or something, isn't it?
I've never played the original game, I just heard it was really good.
I remember Toe Biscuits.
Brother, A Tale of Two Sons.
Oh, okay, that's the one.
Okay. So I heard it's really good.
Toe Biscuits is the only person I've seen talk about it when it came out.
Yeah, it's a story-driven game, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like I don't know, I can't really describe it as a story game.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
It's got a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
10 out of 10 every time. Oh, I'm going to go off tangent, but have you seen how hard GTA 5 is being shown now?
Yeah.
By people, because the Take-Two Interactive, the publisher...
It's actually hilarious. To be fair though, it's what I would do.
Is filing lawsuits against mod makers.
Do you know what the bigger problem is?
What?
They bought up a Squad who make Kerbal Space Program.
I thought it was Steam.
No.
Well, Steam has some of the.
Valve took some of the devs from them who left.
Yeah.
And then, oh my god, mostly negative.
Yeah.
22,000.
22,000 people recently.
That's increased last time I looked.
Have been downvoting the shit out of GTA 5.
Whoa!
If you just read them, it's all they're fucking lawyers.
Sign this petition, please.
Okay. On behalf of the OpenIV team, fuck you. No, fuck you, Take-Two. I feel like Rockstar's getting a lot of flack, but they're the dev.
Yeah, I don't think Rockstar have some. I don't have any bad words.
Whenever mods get taken down by GTA 5, it comes from Take-Two, their publisher.
Yeah, they're the ones in charge of it.
Because Rockstar themselves actually pro-mod. They've even gone as far as to advertise mods.
Yeah, on their own blogs and things like that. Their official blogs.
They like them. But then Take-Two's I'm going to send the lawyers around and fucking...
Or really badly written
threaten
lawyers
to sue
around.
you, even though you're not breaking the law.
But no one wants to deal with the problem is you do need a lot of money to deal with these lawsuits, and it is this would be a precedent to be set, and no one really wants to do it. It is a massive problem.
The fight against fair use. Jim should make a GTA 5 mod, because then he could fight Take-Two.
You think he has the money?
He makes $10,000 a month on Patreon.
To be fair, actually, yeah.
I feel like
he would get more Patreon supporters if he said he was going to do this. I reckon.
People always make fun of Jim for his Patreon. Because because I think someone on Twitter said that Jim, you make $10,000 a month from Patreon, and all you do is just shit out content. He's like, Well, if it's so easy, why don't you do it then?
Why? I want to spawn on Patreon one day just so I can support his Pog and Boglin collection.
Yeah.
Like
the Cornflake Homunculus.
Yeah, it's the content I want to see. The thing is, though, if people are like, I have no problem with the content he puts out. I would support him on Patreon if I had the money.
I'm going off the tangent.
You've instantly tangeringed off the guys who made Brothers Tale of Two Sons.
Because I was on Steam and I was like, oh yeah, have you seen GTA 5?
Yeah.
It's getting shot. Brother, A Tale of Two Sons is a game.
Wow.
I can't
Next level.
Because I literally don't know anything
It's
about
a very positive game.
Apart from Joseph Fares, who is the Swedish director who was making the game, and he's now working on A Way Out, which is like a game set in a prison, or at least at the start it's set in a prison.
Yeah.
Where you and another inmate are breaking
Had
out.
like a weird like split screen so
the game is entirely co-op.
Yeah.
So you have to play it with someone else. There's no single player option.
You can just get two controllers.
And he said the best way to play it is sat on a couch with each other, but you can play online as well.
Yeah. But I assume a lot of things like from the split, because I assume even like if you're doing it over multiplayer online, you would still have like the split screen functionality, because that seems to be like a really big part of the game from what I could tell. So you could see like the perspectives on both sides, and like whoever's like got the most, or whoever's doing like the most critical thing, I guess, has like the biggest perspective of like the bigger image of the two screens.
It seems it's kind of dynamic and it shifts.
Yeah. And it even like shifts like horizontal if you're driving by the looks of it.
Well, I guess with a game where you're splitting up the screen so much, you kind of need to be seeing it in 4K. 4K. I feel like we've heard 4K.
This is
so much.
The podcast should be just called like E3 4K edition.
Yeah.
Because there was, if you had a drinking game of every time they said 4K,
you would be dead.
Yeah, I think only Sony didn't mention 4K, but they still mentioned it once. But not themselves, not like a person, like just like in the trailer.
Because the PS4 Pro wasn't as powerful as the new Xbox, but it's also like half the price. So
yeah, until basically it reckons it's going to be even cheaper when the new Xbox comes out. So yeah.
Anyway, The Way Out looks really interesting. Kind of a cool co-op experience that we want to try out.
I was a bit like really confused when I first read it. It was like, how is this made by the same guy who did, I was so confused.
Yeah, it's the same guy, and then it's like he's working with EA. It's like an EA original.
Yeah.
So it's working in Frostbite.
Everything's
so it's gonna be looking good.
Everything's in Frostbite with EA. That's literally what they've done. Yeah. Every game is in Frostbite now. Other than, actually, Sims might not be actually.
Yeah, I don't know about
That's Sims. Like I can't remember what that engine's called.
But everything's They've like homogenized it, so like everything's Frostbite. Everything is on Origin, so they make the games.
Can they?
They develop the games in their own engine, and then they sell them on their own servers.
I feel like they could make a creation kit for it, because if every one of their games uses Frostbite, surely they could make a creation kit for Frostbite, and you could mod any game. But they don't seem to want. I don't think EA is actually like modding. They just accept it. But it's really hard to...
Here's a question.
It's really hard to mod Frostbite.
Is there a big modding scene on Sims 4?
I think so.
I've never seen a Sims 4 mod. Because it was like rampant on Sims 2.
Yeah, there's... I'd have to go to the Nexus or wherever else they post them. I don't know. But there's definitely loads for Sims 3. There was loads for Sims 2. I would assume there's loads for Sims 4. I've seen a couple of big ones.
But because they release a lot of DLC.
Yeah, but I think everyone likes mods who play Sims, I think. Because you can just buy a new
No, but what I'm saying is, if you can get the same things from mods that you can from DLC, why would you
they DLC? Don't. To be fair, on EA and Maxis, their DLCs are actually things you can't really mod in very easily. They actually add in new mechanics, and they actually change it hugely.
I feel like they don't really have a prerogative to support mods.
I don't know. I would disagree. I understand their position, but I think I think they would honestly sell more games if they supported mods.
But you have to think about it. Like The Sims is probably the only game you would mod on the air. Like,
and that's already a game.
All of their other games are like massively multiplayer, right?
Yeah, but about Mass Effect though.
Do people want to mod Mass Effect?
Yeah, people want to mod Mass Effect since Mass Effect 2. But they found it really difficult, and then Mass Effect 3 came out, and it was even more difficult.
Well, I guess if someone modded Andromeda, they could fix it.
Exactly. That's what we want.
Because it's like...
it's still not fixed.
There's so many... I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, I think people have just forgotten about it, and they're just waiting for Anthem at this point.
Yeah, the real BioWare game. Not
but
the BioWare 2.0.
I feel like after what happened with Andromeda, if Anthem comes out and it's just a pile of shit, what are they going to do?
I think BioWare's fucked if they do that.
Yeah.
Because they split BioWare into 2, they put most of the resources into 1 to make Anthem, and then rushed out.
We're already talking about Anthem, but it is the... Okay,
yeah,
so
we
will talk about Anthem.
That is the third bullet point, but okay, that's fine.
So if you didn't see Anthem is a sci-fi kind of Destiny. I'm going to say Destiny style.
Destiny, but better, by the looks of it.
You can't say that.
I can say that.
We've seen barely anything for Anthem.
Okay, I think that in principle it could be better.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it that way because we haven't seen that much on it. But yeah, it could be a load of shit. You're absolutely right.
It is.
No, let's not go there. Let's not. Don't get my hopes down. Not after Andromeda, Joe.
But they did the classic Ubisoft trick of having people talking over voice over IP and making it look like they were talking about voice over IP, I should say, rather.
It's fake.
Fake news.
No, fake voice.
Fake voice. And it always just cheapens the fuck out of your conference when you basically...
It's really obvious that it's fake, and it's like, no one speaks like this. Just get Donkey screaming over it, then that's how it would actually be.
Can we go in that cave over there? No, we're gonna go in that cave later with Richard. Okay. over, Roger.
Yeah, that's how I talk.
Speaking of Roger, they showed the droids in Battlefront, and it was really underwhelming.
It was actually.
They were like, we're gonna create this massive campaign. It's gonna be really
cool.
That's
so weird.
They bought out the actual voice. Actual voice actor.
So
for the campaign.
She announced everything basically, from the campaign onwards, and then but they only had one trailer for the campaign. Then they stopped talking about the campaign.
You know someone who's too dedicated to role playing. She was that person. She's like she came to cosplay that character. And then she never wants to break character.
She's never broken character since the first day of recording.
Yeah, so she just came out and she was like, yes, I am the evil I am with the evil empire. I am going to show you Battlefront. It was kind of cool, actually. I'm not going to lie.
No, I think she was quite good.
Quite good. But it was just you kind of
at
E3,
weird.
Are you going to break character at some point?
You need to break character, please. It's kind of weird.
You got to honour the commitment.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's for every role player, though. I don't understand it myself, but the commitment is there.
Yeah.
I admire that.
But Battlefront, and then they just showed shit we've already seen.
Yeah,
But the real question was, what did I Justine think of
Oh no, I actually forgot about that.
They had so many influencers in the EA conference. They were like,
this was
what does Jesse from Prank vs. Prank think of the new, what is it? What was it? Is it Need for Speed or was it
The Crew? Oh no, the Crew was
no. I think it was Need. I think it was Need for Speed Payback.
Yeah, I think it was Need for Speed from the EA's from.
Yes, they got them out.
This was the E3 of 4K and
random influencers.
Internet celebrities. Some of them big, others of them apparently big, but not big.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm watching like Battlefront, I don't want to like hear what iJustine thinks about Battlefront.
No offense, iJustine, but it's not really what we came to E3 for.
But then the weirdest thing is they were like talking over this kind of match that was going on.
Yeah.
But then later photos were put out from a teleprompter where the entire match talk was just scripted. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you let them just talk over what was happening on the match? Because the match
they weren't ready for that.
The match was happening live.
Yeah, it was legitimately a live match.
Because people were like live streaming their perspective of the match.
And shit went down that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So... And no one knew Darth Maul was going to kill all those people.
So,
no one knew.
So they showed multiplayer, and then they just scripted the fuck out of the dialogue over it for no reason.
To be fair, I when I was watching, I was like, this dialogue doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Now we know why.
Anyway,
they fucked it up.
They should have shown the campaign, because that's what people want.
Yeah, I don't... the multiplayer looks exactly the same, but with like some minor differences.
Battlefield, but with Star Wars.
Yeah, that's still exactly the same. What I want to see is the campaign. That's what I care about.
Because like heroes were too OP.
Yeah.
So you wanted a game mode where there was
I thought
heroes.
I thought like a commander game mode where you don't play like the stormtroopers that die instantly. You control like the stormtrooper commander or like a Jedi or a Sith, and then you don't die as easily. But then you have like loads of AI.
So I want a game mode where you played as like
the low down droids,
just the normal droids, but with no heroes.
Yeah,
and then have another game mode where it's just like hero battles.
Yeah.
So you could just have like.
So you'd have like heroes and heroes, commanders, and then like I don't know what you'd call the last one. Just loads of the shit one where everyone just plays cannon fodder, the video game.
Anyway, well, that's the EA conference.
All 3 games. Wow, what a show!
It was every year EA comes onto the conference. It's like it's good that E3. It's good that EA came out because they set the bar so low that literally any other conference is gonna be good by comparison.
Yeah, I think that's correct. That's true.
So next we have Microsoft, which it was my personal favourite.
Yeah, Microsoft actually did really well this year, I thought.
Apart from saying 4K every 2 seconds.
Oh, God. They were the worst.
So probably the biggest announcement from Microsoft was Minecraft being in 4K.
And having shaders. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, not shaders.
The super duper graphics pack.
Yes, sorry. The DLC for Minecraft. So
for some reason, they've added shaders to the console versions.
And then you have to pay for it?
Yeah, I think so.
So the things we've had for like years on PC, we can already do. And they're like, no, we've paid...
For the Windows 10 version.
Yeah, paid DLC.
Well, there's paid mods as well now,
There's paid mods as well.
Because people are like, oh, Skyrim's got the creative... fucking studio thing where they're adding paid mods again, and then Minecraft's doing it and no one cares.
I don't know. Well, some people do, but no one seems to care as much for some. I guess that the modding community for Minecraft's different to Bethesda's one. I think like there's more like not like national zeal or something, but like more. It's like they're more passionate about modding. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there's some passionate modders for Minecraft as well, but I think that the whole community for Bethesda's games is more so.
Anyway, so they released another video after E3 where they're showing like how you could add more 3D geometry and add lighting effects to different blocks, which looks kind of cool.
Yeah,
but that's just like Optifine, or it's just like
to me
Optifine
it looked
shaders.
Just like Optifine the shaders mod pack with the shaders.
So I don't know if that's really going to add anything to the PC version at all, but I guess it's kind of cool for console if you want that kind of thing.
Yeah, I can understand for console, like absolutely. It's just a bit weird you have to pay for it.
I didn't like some of the block remodeling they did.
No. Was that because were they using like another texture pack in that video as well?
Yeah, because it was meant to be like a high resolution texture.
Yeah, but they changed like the look. Like it wasn't the notch high resolution. texture pack.
They've ruined it, Notch. Come on.
Give the 2 billion.
Destroying your baby.
Give 2 billion back, Notch, and you can take control again.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't have 2 billion anymore.
He definitely doesn't have 2 billion
spent
anymore.
A lot of the money.
I reckon he's still got over half of it left, though.
Send us 1 billion, Notch. And we'll barter for Minecraft. And we'll make Minecraft great
at the
again.
low price of
1
sixpence.
We're going to buy Minecraft for 1 billion.
1 billion?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we just need Notch to bankroll us.
Do you think we funded in Monopoly money?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because for £30 you can get quite a lot of thousands.
So apparently apparently they're trying to bring every single version of Minecraft to the same thing.
Yeah, they've been trying to do this for a year and a bit now.
Because it's on the because the mobile version's in C++.
Yeah.
The Windows 10 version's in C++. And they're bringing everything to the same update.
Yeah, so for at the moment, the Windows 10 version and the Java version are kind of the same. Minus a few like small things that you can do in C++, but you can't do in Java.
Yeah.
But like the actual update versions I think are pretty much identical.
So they're going to stop calling them like the Windows 10 version or the Xbox version, and they're just going to be Minecraft.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be cross-platform play with Xbox, mobile, Windows 10 PC, and now like the Switch.
Yeah, but not PlayStation 4.
The PlayStation 4 said they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Because
Sony doesn't want that.
So to get on the Switch version, you need an Xbox Live account.
Yeah.
Because it goes through Microsoft servers.
Yeah.
And Sony's like, we're not having fucking Xbox Live accounts on PlayStation 4. They're very like, fuck off. You know, we don't want... They've always been against that shit, though. Because they were like, we're not going to allow paid mods on...
Yeah, they're Sony is kind of backwards.
Not paid mods. They weren't going to allow the modding thing to go on
they
to the
didn't
PlayStation
allow,
4.
They didn't want... Yeah, they at first the knee-jerk reaction said, no, we're not allowing mods on Fallout 4. And they went, oh, we'll have it, but you can't add, like, new content. So you only can, like, move content around. So I'm sorry, PlayStation 4 users, but you have a shit version of Fallout 4.
Well, like, Xbox and PlayStation, to get, like, content on there, you have to go through, like, a really rigid system.
Yeah.
And it takes, like, a couple of weeks, like, because, like, Jeff Kaplan talked about this in, like, an Overwatch update video as to why PC and console updates get added at different times and why there's a PTR on PC but not on consoles.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying, like, they own Battle.net, so at any point they can push an update through to the PC version.
Yeah.
But whenever they make an update to the console version, they have to...
Big problem.
They have to spend like 2 weeks going through like bureaucracy, and they have to check it and have to make sure it works on their infrastructure and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I can kind of understand that Sony's kind of like, or at least kind of had the stance of like, you're going to have to go through like a system, because every time someone adds a mod, you're going to have to go through that entire infrastructure and update system, right? And that's going to take forever.
I mean, they could just remove most of that system because it's a bit redundant, but I mean, if Black Tiger can get onto PlayStation 4, I don't understand what the system is.
Yeah, but maybe Black Tiger went through like 2 weeks of checking and stuff.
They checked down when this is a game.
No, I think the checking is just like making sure it runs and it works.
Yes, but this is a game that didn't go through Greenlight, and it managed to get on the PlayStation 4.
The new Steam Direct system actually virus checks the new things on Steam, and it checks that they're actually games.
That's actually really good.
Okay. Anyway.
This isn't Steam.
Next, everything is 4K is the next point I wrote. Because it is.
That's not a game, though. You
4K,
put TM next to it, though.
4K is a game, TM.
Minecraft 4K, TM, everything is 4K, TM.
Yeah. So probably the biggest thing that was actually the biggest, and not just a shitpost by me, was the Xbox One X, or the Xbox, as the initials.
The Xbox. Before we move on, I want to also announce that one of the people who were on the Microsoft stage accidentally called the Xbox One the X-Bone, like very quickly, and then he then fixed himself and called it the Xbox One.
In the new like 4K shader update. I'm just gonna look at the shader update.
Yeah, it's a shader update.
They were calling it Project Scorpio, so I guess they were recording this for a while. They were setting this up for a while because they kept calling it the Scorpio in like the Minecraft video.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of reference referring to it as the Scorpio, but that was just like the development name. Like the Connect was like Project Natal.
Yeah.
For ages, and then Peter Molyneux came along and destroyed all my dreams.
I don't know. I think the Connect itself killed your dreams as well. The Connect was a piece of shit.
But yeah,
and still is.
So the Xbox One X is gonna be $500,
which is a lot.
But it's gonna be 4K 60 FPS at least.
It's still pretty good price.
At least Forza 7 was 4K 60 FPS because I've heard that Destiny 2 is running at 30 FPS 4K.
We all love our shooting experiences at 30 FPS.
It's cinematic.
24 FPS, cinematic.
Yeah.
Could you imagine playing a first-person shooter with 24 FPS?
No.
Well, I would not want to do that.
That's playing on a console.
Yeah, like a heat of the battle going down from 30 to 24. Yeah.
I don't know. We saw some like gameplay of Destiny. It wasn't at Microsoft. It was at was it Sony? Sony is like a big deal with.
Yeah, it was with.
Destiny.
Yeah, I think because they showed. Yeah, I think it was with Sony.
They showed some gameplay. It looks pretty good.
I'm hoping they've learned their mistakes.
Yeah. There's no dedicated servers on PC, and the PC port is being made by a third-party people. So I don't know.
They could be good, could be bad.
Yeah.
See how it goes. Like, it depends. To be fair though, like
I think it's coming out. But the thing is that people were saying, it's coming out I think it's coming out like a couple of weeks or so after the console release. But
yeah.
Total Biscuit was just like, that's probably a good thing because if it comes out later, you get to see what the game looks like, and then if it's got a bit more extra on PC, they can optimize it.
Yeah. I think as well, like, a good thing to mention is like Square Enix uses like a technically like a different developer to like port all their stuff over to PC, and they take a little bit longer normally.
Yeah.
So like, I think a lot of people like outsource, well not necessarily outsource it, but like the original developer made the game, like give it to another developer to port it, and depending how good they are is how good the PC port is. Are
you still waiting for the Square Enix Final Fantasy?
Oh, the Final Fantasy 15 PC port. It's never coming, is it?
It's never coming.
It's like Red Dead Redemption. It's never coming to PC.
Well, it's coming. The new one's coming to PC, number 2.
Yeah, without any mods though.
Yeah. Anyway, Crackdown 3. Terry Crews up on the stage.
Yeah, that was actually a really good trailer.
Yeah.
Like, that was actually really well done.
Pumping his muscles, making me want to be a better man.
Yeah. No, Crackdown 2 was a letdown, from what I can tell. I never played it, but I did watch. I've watched it's like a video essay or like a video documentary about like Crackdown 1 and Crackdown 2.
Mm.
Crackdown 1 looked really good. Crackdown 2 looked like boring, I guess.
Yeah.
But this actually looked really good though.
Well, you want to do like the Crazy Saints Row stuff,
but with more destruction.
Just like. Like a super soldier kind of thing where you can just like.
It did have like a similar like look to like Saints Row 4, I thought, but then with their own like aesthetic to like the actual design of like the clothing and things and the people.
Have you seen like the Terry Crews PC gaming stuff?
No.
Because like he went to like the Battlefield event last year.
Did he? Okay.
You know when they were like there was like Snoop Dogg smoking a blunt.
Yeah.
Battlefield.
I remember that one.
And apparently Terry Crews went and he saw like the PCs and he was like, I want to play mouse and keyboard, and he saw like the computer case with like RGB in it.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is really cool. And he built a PC with his son. He was like making.
So he was inspired to build a PC.
Yeah, like because he said his son was like into like PC gaming and like watching Twitch streams and stuff. So he kind of learned how to build one. And like Jay 2 Cents, who's like a custom
Yeah,
PC
I know who he is.
he built him a custom like Old Spice rig, which he has.
That's
like,
cool.
in his room. If you want to look that up, it's like a really cool rig. It's got like
That's
custom
really
lighting and custom like Old Spice water cooling. That looks really cool.
So they've got watercolor, or not watercolors, well, like water cooled but changed color stuff, basically.
Yeah, I can show you now. Actually,
I have to link it in the
I'm gonna need
description.
that link.
Ice-T, we don't need that link.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool PC. I'll just show you.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Terry Crews.
Would that one be so weird, like, to actually meet him, though?
I think they shot on Red as well, so you can watch this in 4K.
Oh, okay.
If you're at the Microsoft Conference, 4K. If you don't know, Red is like... Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or 1 was shot on Red. So it's like a very high quality 4K camera. That's also extremely expensive. Do not buy a Red camera.
No. It is it does remind me of Old Spice. Like the white does remind me.
It's got an Old Spice fucking shower gel bottle in there, so it's pretty cool. I thought I'd just show you that quickly.
That's next level.
Anyway,
that's pretty good.
What's next? Oh, so they're doing original Xbox.
That was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really cool.
I found it really weird though, because like Tobias was saying, like they did a study and like very few people on console actually care about old games.
No, so what happened was that the Ars Technica article came out that said that 1.5% of people hadn't played Xbox One, Xbox 360 games on Xbox One. But it was like retracted because it was like the data wasn't very reliable or something.
It wasn't significant.
Like because I was going to talk about this as well. But I retracted it after.
They retracted it. It's a big one big retraction train.
Let me look this up quick, right? Because it was like Xbox One users largely ignore backwards compatibility because they were saying like only 1%, 1.5% of people are using it. But then they were like, further information from Microsoft has led us to correct and amend significant portions of our analysis in this piece related to undercounting of user data. So
I see. So people did it offline.
Yeah, or something like that. So the
6.3. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Like my games and apps section of the Xbox One was used by 71% of Xbox One during our sample, according to Microsoft, not the approximate 6.3%.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
So yeah. I just wanted to correct that for anyone who read the Ars Technica article about the stats.
Been retracted.
They've kind of updated them.
Yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt and look at the corrections they've made. But yeah, the original Xbox is getting back, but I think every game on the Xbox One and 360 you can play on the Xbox X.
Yeah.
And now they're adding Xbox, the original. I don't know how compatibility is going to work. Do you have to buy the game again?
I don't remember how it works. I assume it's a similar process to the 360 games, but I can't remember how that actually works now. I think you might have to buy it again.
The Xbox One X has compatibility for the Xbox One as well, in terms of controllers.
Yeah.
So you can plug peripherals from your Xbox One X into the Xbox from the Xbox One
Yeah.
into the Xbox One X. Jesus, it's a fucking horrible name. Why did they name it the Xbox One X?
I think Microsoft should be banned from naming things. They should outsource the naming to someone else.
Just call it the Xbox 2017. Just call it the Xbox. And then everyone will have to call it the Xbox 2017.
I guess,
people don't get confused.
The smaller...
That would be an awful name.
The smaller, expensive Xbox, is what we should call it. The more powerful one.
I would be fine if they just numbered them. It was just like Xbox One, Xbox Two, Xbox.
Yeah, but this isn't like a new version of the Xbox. It's just like an updated one of the Xbox Ones. It's like Xbox 1.5.
I'd say it's more than 0.5 when we're talking
0.75.
4K, potentially 60 FPS.
Yeah, I guess, but it's still like the same sort of technologies and things used. Like it's still the boards are still very similar.
Anyway. Metro Exodus, probably
that was a surprise.
One of the coolest games shown at this thing.
Yeah, because when we first saw it, it's just like it comes up and it's like, wait, is this Metro?
Yeah,
and it's like it is,
and it looks really cool.
It does look really good.
We only saw like cinematic gameplay there, or the low kind of HUD mode.
Yeah, so the was it the Ranger mode? Or
I think it's called like Ranger mode. It's kind of like a super survival mode.
Because you actually
you have to wear like a gas mask and you don't have a HUD or stuff like that.
It seems to be they're still keeping that because you could see in like that gameplay that they did have like stuff on the watches and things. You could still play using just without any HUD stuff, which I think is really cool. Like, cause I know loads of people like the immersive experience and like using. Like, cause didn't they even like make the map in this one actually like an in-game map now? Like he holds it basically.
So then I heard something about the Metro. It's not open world. It goes from linear to kind of open linear events.
Yeah,
it's not completely open world.
No,
which is kind of disappointing.
It's just how they do it, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think that's a massive problem personally, but like I think. Not everything has to be an open world.
I guess.
Like
I kind of like it when things are kind of point you in a direction, but aren't closed off.
So you would want like really good stories like in an open world environment, but like actually like puts you in the correct place to have the good story written, and not just like here's some random shitty side quest.
Probably like Doom 2016.
Yeah.
So it just goes
big areas, and then you just go through.
Here's where you need to go, but there's multiple paths that you can go through, kind of thing. I think that's probably like one of the best.
To be fair, there is lots of exploring, like even the older Metro games and things. So, like I kind of feel like Metro's always kind of been like that. It's kind of been like Doomish in that regard, but not as much. In the level design.
I think we've got to kind of get through these quickly. Sea of Thieves is a game.
Interesting game.
Yeah. Actually, it's really good from the cinematics.
It looks...
But
I'm interested.
When we saw this last E3 and I was like, I don't know what you do in this game.
Yeah.
I still don't know what you do in this game, other than be a pirate.
Buy yourself out of a cannon?
Because if it's just like ship v ship combat, you can do that in Black Wake.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I don't know. I feel like they've gone for a little bit more. I don't know. It's piqued my interest, and I want to just see more. What we
saw of them like going into a cave and stealing the treasure and stuff, it looked really cool. I'm really.
I want to play the class where I pick up the treasure chest and can't do anything. That's my main class.
Yeah. Because I love the art style. It looks really
The art style is really good, yeah. Like, it makes piracy look colourful, not bleak and... I don't know, I feel like piracy... In my mind, like, pirates are always colourful as they are. Like, I find it weird that loads of pirate games look, like, really grey. But I guess they're just going for the realistic look.
Piracy is illegal, so... Shouldn't pirate
I beg
games.
to differ.
No, but, like, we kind of... cartoonized pirates now, or the word, because they were just like massive rapists and murderers and thieves, right?
Yeah, which isn't the thing you really want to make a game about, really.
I do.
Okay, you do.
Has anyone made a game where you play as the Nazis?
I'll take that as a no. I don't know. I assume not. Like, no one wants to. Like, it would be banned in Germany instantly, which means it'd be banned in most of EU.
They wouldn't be banned in most of EU.
No, but it would delay it. Because if it gets banned in Germany, it delays it in like release of the rest of Europe for some reason.
I watched like the German version of Beverly Hills Cop when I was on holiday.
Yeah.
Because it was like on the satellite channels.
The German version.
Every time someone gets... Because usually in Beverly Hills Cop, he's like, there's the shootout scene at the end with Billy and Axel and McTaggart, right? And they all go to the mansion to have this big shootout.
Yeah.
And like every time someone got shot in the film, like the normal version, they'd show them getting shot. But as soon as someone got shot, they just cut away from it. But they wouldn't show it.
Why can't they show shooting in Germany?
They censor a lot of shit in Germany.
I don't understand that. Like, I find that really weird.
Like,
for
it's
Germans.
crazy in China because like.
Yeah, but I understand why China's doing it.
But like China, like games have to be heavily edited.
Yeah.
Because you can't show like blood or skulls.
Right.
So they have to like edit that stuff out. And Australia has weird violence laws as well. Like they had the Left 4 Dead.
They have a stupid things like they have an 18 rating. Like it's like, oh no, games are for kids. We can't show this. Like, no. The rating is 18. You can put anything in it. Like that's the point. Unless it's like racist, like telling you to be racist or like it's not a good game like that risk. It's like not
Dead's telling me to be racist.
to zombies.
To zombies, yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of stupid. Like if you have a mature rating which only adults can play, allow anything as long as it's not going against other laws. Like I don't see the problem.
Yeah, the award for my most favourite trailer probably goes to Wololol.
Oh, yeah, that was actually really good. Actually,
Age of Empires remastered in 4K.
When I first saw it, I was like, what the hell are they revealing here? It's kind of weird.
I instantly knew.
How did you see it was Age of Empires though? From like
because I heard Wololol.
I did not hear Wololol.
The start of the trailer, it's in a church, and instantly he just goes Wololol.
I didn't hear the Wololol. I just heard.
As soon as you hear Wololol, you're like, oh fuck, it's Age of Empires.
Yeah. No,
and it's in 4K.
It does actually. It's got more zoom levels.
I feel like Microsoft should trademark 4K right now.
I think they should trademark zoom levels as well. I want to see Crysis 4K 60 FPS. Look at the zoom levels.
Dude, I was shitposting so hard on the zoom level. It's got the ultimate zoom level. And I was like, how many zoom levels do it have?
100 zoom levels.
It's just like a new game comes out, 60k, 60 FPS, 4K. What are the zoom levels? Tell me about the zoom levels.
Yeah, I don't know how many zoom levels that has.
Yeah.
To be fair, like the zoom levels actually do look pretty good. Like it makes me able to see more.
The zoom levels are off the chart.
Well, the original chart, yeah.
Yeah.
The original game's chart.
Yeah. Well, we just saw StarCraft Brood War remastered.
Yeah.
So maybe this is competition for that. I don't know.
It's the Windows 10 competition for...
Oh, so you can only get on Windows 10.
Yeah.
So, through the Windows 10 store, which is a real shit show.
I feel like loads of people are going to buy it, though. Like, because they
Wasn't Scum Retorts like...
Oh, yeah, he was pissed.
He was really pissed, and he was like, I'm going to have to dual boot Windows 10 just so I can play... just so he can play Age of Empires 4K.
Yeah. That happened. That's real.
To
be fair,
it looks really good though.
It does look really good. Like the gameplay changes to make it like more. Because I think the original game was like more clunky and like more like individual, like not and like now they have like groups. Like you can like group units and have like control groups and things.
Yeah, when I was playing Warcraft 1 on the DOS, I was really fucking annoyed.
Yeah.
I hope they remaster that at some point.
Maybe. When Warcraft 4 comes out, they remaster 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. I think people want 3 the most.
Well, 3 remastered?
Yeah, because it's like the most technologically advanced.
Yeah.
It's like the best game, but it's just really old at this. It's not as old as the others, but it's just quite old at this point.
Yeah.
Anyone was doing that. Okay, so that was Age of Empires. Cuphead is coming to Steam.
I'm so confused about Cuphead though. I'm not
It
sure.
looks so good.
Does it? It's not my thing.
I
I
love
don't
the
think.
art. It's a difficult platform.
Yeah, I don't.
With a really cool art style aesthetic.
I don't think it's my
you
thing.
could just be describing any game there, and I'd be like, I'm in. It's like they took like a Disney animation and they were like, make a platformer.
Yeah.
Which is really
like an
cool.
old Disney animation.
Yeah. Like Whistling Boat.
Yeah.
It was called.
I don't know. It's not for me. Like I can understand it being interesting, but it's not for me.
Middle-earth Shadow of War. It looks really cool.
It looks even better.
It looks even better than.
How is that
Shadow
possible?
It's because they got the cool Shrek character now.
Yeah, to be fair, that is actually kind of cool. That's a cool song concept, though. I kind of like it.
I like that you actually get to like siege castles with your army and stuff, and we saw some gameplay.
The Nemesis system is cool. You amass an army basically. Now you get to use it.
Yeah,
I think that is a really cool idea.
They've kind of improved on the Nemesis system from the first game.
Yeah,
which is really cool because it was kind of like a Assassin's Creed with good combat and a really cool universe, right?
Which actually had better sneaking in it as well.
Yeah.
Better parkouring as well.
Yeah. So I'll be really interested to see how this kind of turns out because I'm really looking forward to it.
I still don't understand.
I played the first game a lot. And
I still don't understand how the development team managed to out of nowhere release the game and outdo Assassin's Creed, who've been doing this for quite a while.
Assassin's Creed also released again, didn't they? I didn't write it down, I don't think. But it's like
no one cares.
Assassin's Creed Origins?
Yeah, it's the Egyptian Assassin's Creed with RPG elements.
And it's going to have...
And loot system.
Did I write it down on Ubisoft?
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't even want to talk about it, but let's talk about it. They're just like homogenizing every single Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
Where it's to a point where it's a open world game with RPG elements.
You could be describing Far Cry 5.
Yeah, because it's RPG game, open world, towers.
Yeah.
And that's a Ubisoft game.
The only difference between them is one's in America and one's in ancient Egypt.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
I mean, if in Ubisoft's eyes, those are pretty two. Those two scenes are pretty close. Apparently, they need the same game.
Next game, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This looks amazing. I fucking loved Ori and the Blind Forest. I played it It came out 2015, but I played it early 2016.
Yeah,
and I wish I played it in 2015. Because I would have been like, this is my game of the year.
Yeah.
This shit was really
good.
Well,
to be fair, we didn't have the podcast going.
Yeah, we did.
No, 2015 rather.
Well, one of the first podcasts was Games of 2015.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Ori should have... God damn it, Ori.
I didn't say it because I played it in 2016.
That is a massive problem. Can we go back in time? Can we get like a time travel? Yeah. We need to change that.
Sure.
We need to change the episode.
But yeah, it's just like they came out with this like beautiful looking, amazing Metroid platformer.
It started out with a piano in this reveal though.
And then we just seen like him walk up to an owl. And that was about it, and I'm like, I'm already in. Do what the fuck you want with the owl?
I remember Told Biscuit's reaction was like, wait, why is he upset? What happened? I don't own Ori and the Blind Forest yet. I really do need to play it.
I'm confused because they made a definitive edition, and I think they added like an extra level, but I haven't played it because there's not really any point buying the definitive edition when you already own the original edition.
I think you get the extra content.
No,
you don't.
You have to buy the definitive edition.
Well, you can't buy the original anymore.
No, I have the original experience.
I'll trade.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the end of the Microsoft conference. I thought that had the most games I was interested in.
It did have they went through the Sony approach from last year and just like show a ton of games, trailer after trailer after trailer,
and bought a car on the stage.
That was shit.
Was EA.
Was it EA? That was Microsoft.
Someone else bought a car on the stage.
Someone bought I thought it was the 911.
The 911?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because they had Forza. They released it.
Oh, I guess. Who's next?
Not the Nintendo Switch.
Bethesda, my favourite.
Bethesda, you can't review this until a day before Bethesda. Yeah.
Bethesda's like the new EA now. They're like the most evil company out.
They've banged. I don't know how they've done it. They've turned the company around and turned it into EA. They've done a really good job.
I don't know. They always go this way. They just make really shitty, broken games. And then they you can't review it until a day before it comes out when they release massive open world RPGs.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're bringing back paid mods.
And
VR. You want to talk about paid mods?
I've
been playing E3 Bingo this entire time when I was watching the conferences, and I had paid mods are back written on my bingo card because I knew they'd come back.
I don't know why they want paid mods back in like this stupid way. It's just
you can join the Creator Club.
No, I don't want to join.
So just for the record, I am not against paid mods.
I'm not against the actual modders who put in the huge amounts of effort to get money from their mods.
Yeah.
My problem is Bethesda.
I've seen
the barrier to this.
I've seen the shit show that is Bethesda trying to add paid mods.
Yeah.
Where they're putting them on Steam and
they take like 70%.
They're taking 70% and then paying people in Steam wallet funds.
Yeah.
Which you can't pay for rent for.
It's so stupid. But I think a lot of people don't like this for obvious reasons.
So let's just say, people are complaining because they're saying, oh, people put, crab armor on the on the store. They did show crab. But, they'll put crab armor on and they'll charge, $5 for it and it'll be horrible. But what you have to understand is people working on these huge, full conversion mods.
They deserve, £10, some of these conversion
They deserve
mods.
the money.
If you think I don't know if you know about Enderal. It's a full conversion of Skyrim. Just have its own story, its own mechanics and things.
Yeah,
that's worth a whole game in itself.
What you're looking at is I don't want my free mods to have to pay for them, but what this is going to enable is going to enable full people to create studios. Making mods.
A lot of.
Which means even better mods.
But this actually
more content.
This actually happened with the Steam and Bethesda paid mods thing a few years ago. Sky UI, the people behind Sky UI came back because they thought they could actually earn a living off making updates for Sky UI, because they couldn't do it before. They didn't have the money or the time to be able to do it and not do their jobs and things. So it does allow them to actually make more mods. It's not a problem.
You are funding the development of better and bigger mods.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
I don't want Bethesda to take all the money and limit it in a stupid way.
Put it on a stupid store that nobody wants to use and just fuck it up. I don't know. I'm going to have to see how the Creator Club works. Because if they release a kind of I don't know, a sword skin for $5.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
A lot of modders as well are are part of the mods for free forever campaign though on Nexus. So you won't see their mods on there.
People are saying, everyone will be selling mods. There will still be free mods. It isn't going
to
replace.
There are so many people on Nexus who have the banner free mods forever. I don't think any of those people are ever going to go, we're going to go to Bethesda to get money. I want to see. But these guys have Patreons instead. They have goals that you can meet to get content basically and things. If you want to support them through that. If you don't like paid mods,
I think the best way they can add like skins and stuff is to create them onto kind of huge packs. So you pay $5 and you get like 500
I think
skins all kind of with the same theme.
I think that will eventually happen. But my a bigger problem I have though is like, how do you like say you've just like started modding, like you like normally modders like they like, oh, this is like a work in progress, but I'm gonna eventually keep adding to it. Like I guess now if you're gonna make if you're planning to make a paid mod, I guess you now have to go, oh, I can't release this version yet because it's not enough for the money I'm asking. So I have to just like hold it back, keep working on it, adding more stuff, and then eventually put it out instead of putting it out in the early stage and have people test it.
Yeah.
So I think that might be, well, it's not really like, that's not Bethesda's fault, but I think that might be a small issue. But that's like the only like major issue I have with like paid mods at all, really, other than the reviewing systems, which I keep talking about. I feel like someone might listen to me one day.
No, Bethesda will never listen to you.
No, I don't think Bethesda will ever listen. I don't think Bethesda cares about me.
But yeah, that's what main stuff we've got to say about the paid mods.
Paid mods are back.
They're back. It's probably a bad system.
A lot of people don't like it.
But we are not against paid mods.
I'm not against paid mods. I'm against Bethesda.
Yeah. Wolfenstein 2 looks really good. Machine Gun Studios knocked it out the fucking park with the first 2 games, and they're back again. And it looks really cool from what we saw from the cinematic trailer.
I don't think you can't, like, the first 2 games were good. Like, can't really go, oh, this one's gonna be shit. Like, there's nothing you can really say. It's gonna be good, surely.
Well,
unless they like, majorly fuck up.
We assume Machine Gun Studios will keep on their success from the previous 2.
I think they know what they're doing. I think this is going to be good.
Yeah. Next, Skyrim and Fallout VR. This looks kind of interesting.
It looks a bit janky.
Yeah.
At the moment. I hope they fix it. But it does look interesting.
You know, like, Skyrim has awful combat. I feel like it would be a fantastic game in VR.
Well, I think the archery alone could sell Skyrim VR.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. Because you actually had to like aim it properly and pull it back, didn't you?
I'll show you that picture. It's like every E3 from now on is going to be like,
oh yeah,
Skyrim on mobile, Skyrim on a rock.
Because Skyrim is now coming to like every platform ever, apparently. Because
the
thing I don't understand,
it's coming on the Switch, guys.
Who hasn't played Skyrim?
Me.
You've played it and then you stopped. So even you've played it.
I don't want to play again.
No, exactly. I don't want to play it on the Switch. Well. If I might buy on the Switch, but nothing else, Bethesda. Don't put it on any more platforms.
I wrote down Skyrim on the Switch. Hey guys, remember Skyrim?
We want a new Elder Scrolls game, not the same game.
We made Skyrim. It's a 7-year-old game.
It's still selling.
Yeah, I think it's around like 6 or 7 years old.
It's count 2011, so it's coming up to 6 years old.
Yeah.
But the mods make it feel like it's brand new.
Some of them. The immersive paywall mod.
I remember that one. That was a good one.
The immersive chicken mod.
You remember the paywall tomato? It has like loads of tomatoes everywhere. Yeah. That was a good mod on the paid mods front.
Quake Champions looks okay.
I don't really have anything to say about Quake. No, I don't really.
They were kind of just like massive avatars. Like you can play as BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein.
Yeah, that didn't
and that was like their selling point. Like, look at the good game we have.
Yeah, it's like here's this character from a good game, right? That doesn't sell me on this game.
It looks okay actually. It doesn't.
It looks okay, yeah, but I don't.
I want to play it though.
It's not my thing at all though. So
I want to see how it plays. Dishonored DLC, Kill the Outsider.
That looks really interesting.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
So you're actually gonna try and kill the Outsider, one of the most powerful, kind of super-powered guys in Dishonored. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but that sounds interesting.
You have to buy the DLC and play it.
You have to play the DLC and buy it. They kind of ramped up the DLCs. I was playing the DLC for Dishonored 1. It was just about going to a whale.
Yeah, it's true. They have ramped up.
Their DLC was like, there was one story where it was like the whale factory, and then it was like the challenge mode, and now the DLC is like we're going to kill the fucking outside. Like, whoa! Going a bit crazy there.
First the whale, then the outside.
Yeah, the whale factory was training for the outsider. But you don't play as Corvo, though. You play as some other Assassins people. I haven't played Dishonored 2.
I haven't played Dishonored 2 either. I haven't played Dishonored 1, though, so...
You haven't played Dishonored 1?
I've been putting it off.
Okay. Do you have the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have everything about
Dishonored. I definitely recommend...
I know. It was one of your Game of the Years.
It was my Game of the Year when it came out.
Yeah, I remember that vividly.
I think it was 2013.
Yeah. I would like it was 2013. It might not have been.
2012.
Oh, God.
Okay.
The year after Skyrim.
Yeah.
That's how I count.
That's not much to follow up. So.
Yeah.
That's the end of Bethesda. Bethesda was pretty shit, if I'll be honest.
I did like it. Then obviously after Bethesda came...
PC gaming.
Yeah.
So we'll look at PC gaming now, and the funniest thing happened was that it's sponsored by Intel now. Because I wrote in my bingo card, sponsored by AMD, and then Intel's like, no, fuck it. We're sponsoring the PC gaming show this year, so everything's sponsored by Intel.
I feel like it's gonna is next year gonna be like sponsored by Nvidia? You think it's just gonna flip flop between?
Well, it was the attack of the processors, right?
Yeah.
So
it's kind of weird. But I just feel like next year it's gonna be. It could be sponsored by anyone at this point.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew.
The new PC coming.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew cooling.
So they showed off the i9 processor because Rhythm just came out on AMD, which looks like the super streamer fucking kill everything else kind of processor.
It's pretty.
So Intel were like shit. So they announced the i9, and I think it's gonna be like $2,000 or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's like $2,000.
Their announcement for the i9 was a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
I say a bit of a mess. There's no bit about it.
No, it was pretty messy. And then they were like, you can use the Intel i9 for Overwatch streaming. It's going to be crazy how much performance you can get. And then they were showing the stream off on their stream. So I went to the actual stream on Twitch. And they were showing 1080p 30 FPS gameplay, and I was like,
I can't see.
What?
I can't see what makes it so good.
It was like everyone on Twitch is already streaming in 1080p 30 FPS.
Yeah.
You can stream in 1080p 60 FPS on Twitch.
Yeah.
Why aren't you showing the capabilities of the i9 processor? I thought that was kind of fun.
They ran out of bandwidth. They just couldn't squeeze it down the pipe.
Anyway. Mountain Blade Bannerlord got shown at PC
People were looking forward to this one, I think.
Yeah.
I think people were... I think they were expecting this at E3.
Yeah, people were expecting this at the PC Gamer.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good.
The developers said, tune into the PC Gamer podcast. There's an exciting announcement. Which means they're going to be there.
Yeah.
We talked about Killing Floor 2 Carnival. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
That was an announcement by Tripwire. At the PC Gamer, of course, presented by our good friend Day9. I mean, I say he's our friend. We've never met him. We don't know him. I feel like I know Sean.
He is really good at what he does.
Yeah,
so.
I like his presenting. He does a good conference.
And like you feel like he's actually like he's not like a paid actor or like a corporate head. Yeah. He's just a guy who likes presenting, who likes games. He does legitimately ask hard questions of the developers and
he doesn't ask PR questions.
No, he really doesn't. Like I feel like some questions that he forgets to ask, but he's on the big stage though. Like he has a limited amount of time, I guess. So I can't blame him. But you feel like he's there. Like he wants to be.
They
there.
need to change the format of the PC Gamer show because it's kind of a mess.
It was very messy.
They need to get an actual format and then just kind of stick to that.
Yeah.
But we saw like Griftlands, the new Clay RPG.
They're working. Interesting.
They're working on another game. It's called like No More Oxygen or something.
Oxygen not included.
Oxygen not included. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like the Don't Starve in Space kind of.
Yeah,
and it was like,
people like that game. I think people play it a lot.
It's in early access, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're still doing active development in it, and then now they're announcing another game that's going to be an RPG, and I was like, oh, they're going to develop 2 games at the same time, kind of thing now.
Yeah.
So they must have expanded like the Clay team.
I think they have, because they've done this like they've done that before, haven't they? Like they've not in such a big extent, admittedly, but they kind of like overlapped like the development of one game.
Well, they're still working on Don't Starve Together, right? As well.
Yeah, I don't think they're like focusing on that though. So I remember that when they were doing Don't Starve Together, like before it was like properly released, they were working on a new game as well, but like not in the same. Like I don't think it was like as strenuous. I'm not sure though.
We don't know much about the new Clay RPG. It was kind of like a cinematic trailer, but
it looks really good though.
Sounds interesting.
I mean, they make good looking things though. So.
And then at the end, I just went. So Bohemia Interactive is making a survival game?
Yes. The people who made Armour, the super serious simulator of shooting.
The army simulator.
Yes.
Is making a cartoonish survival game. So I don't know what the fuck's happening with them, but they're doing that. I just thought I put that on the end because I was more confused than anything.
Yeah, I just heard like Bohemia Interactive and I was like, they're doing a survival game. Like, what?
So
it's so confusing.
Ubisoft is next, and the biggest announcement was Beyond Good and Evil 2, and I've given it the subtitle Curse of the Swearing Monkeys.
Bloody Londoners!
Bloody Londoners! So it looks like they're making like a huge tone shift from the original Beyond Good and Evil, because it was very...
You said it was very French.
Yeah, I did.
That's the term
it literally is
yeah,
very
no,
French.
I would agree with that. The original game was very French.
It's very like dark palette, very French kind of noir game.
Yeah, they do like those games.
Where you're kind of trying to fight against this corrupt government sort of thing.
Yeah.
But this new one looks crazy. It looks kind of colourful. It looks kind of, and it's not like PG anymore. There's like swearing and that sort of stuff.
Nobody cares about PG.
But I like the tone shift. I think
it does. I think it worked. Like, I feel like I know people say that the monkey's really annoying, but I feel like he's meant to be annoying.
Yeah.
I feel like they pulled that off perfectly. Like I understand that character. He's from London.
Did you see Jim's "Oh my god" hype video?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god, that monkey swearing! Oh my god!
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
I'm kind of glad they've gone to the swearing though. Like, I feel like that kind of universe kind of needs it. Sort of. I don't know. I just feel like it. I don't know. I just hate PG stuff. Maybe I don't know.
Well,
because this podcast is clearly PG-13.
Yeah, fuck people. They announced Beyond Good and Evil 2, but apparently they are still on day 1 of development. So that was an entirely cinematic trailer,
right? And
they haven't got anything to show really at the moment, which kind of disappoints me because they kind of announced Beyond Good and Evil 2. Before and then didn't show anything.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, okay, they've got something. It's like, nope, we're on day 1 of development.
Can we blame Ubisoft for that though?
Fuck Ubisoft.
I feel like they're the ones in charge of their resources. So.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Well, the next one was like the first thing they showed, and that's Mario plus Rabbids. That looks really confusing because it's like Mario and Rabbids
more confusing
as an XCOM game.
Yeah. It is basically XCOM with Mario and Rabbids.
Because I remember they were showing like Mario and Rabbids, and they were like, "Oh, we got a special guest," and I was like, "Yeah, they're gonna bring Shigeru onto the stage."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh my god, they actually brought fucking Shigeru onto the stage." I was like, I thought there was no way that was gonna happen.
He brought a toy gun out and everything.
Yeah.
That's so. So I told you to cross off the memes thing where they did that there. It's like, that's definitely memes. That's going on the internet.
So the start of a Ubisoft conference was like the start of a Nintendo conference where they just
Yeah, that's what really confused me.
Hello, Mario.
We're Nintendo.
So like the Rabid characters are kind of occupying this weird kind of minion version of.
I think I just want
Mario
to
characters.
put right now. I think Rabbids are way better minions than minions.
Okay, I like Rabbids.
I think Rabbids are okay. Rabbids are okay. I think.
I was like at the time I was like, I think I'm the only person who likes Rabbids.
I think you are. Maybe.
Because
people buy Rabid games though, right?
There's like 10 of them, but they're all just like Mario Party clones with Rabbids.
Okay. Now there's a game. That shit. Now there's a game with Rabbids in that isn't.
I fucking love the Rabbid minigame games where you get to sling cows and stuff.
The question is I have now though, are you gonna play this XCOM Mario and Rabbids
Well,
game?
I need a Switch first.
But would you play XCOM type game?
If I had this game and a Switch, yes.
Okay. You're then gonna go into XCOM 1 and 2 afterwards.
Yeah, I've played a bit of XCOM, so.
I remember Tobiscuit was like, I hope they put the Iron Man mode into this. We need the permadeath.
Permadeath of Mario.
Yeah, Mario's dead. We can't get him back.
Shit. Speaking of XCOM, they did announce DLC for it in the PC Gaming conference, and it was such a large DLC. They were basically like, yeah, this is kind of like XCOM 3 because it's so big.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think I want to see more of it when it comes out. But
next game I was interested in Ubisoft was Far Cry 5. I feel like I'm more interested in it now than I was before.
You think?
Yeah.
I think they've actually added more stuff since because Far Cry 3 to Far Cry 4 was they didn't really change much or add anything really.
Yeah, Far Cry 4 was kind of boring.
It does look like they've added quite a bit, but I feel like they're still going to be the same core mechanics, but just with more stuff. Is the feeling I'm getting.
People are so upset about it. They were upset about Wolfenstein as well.
Why?
Because it was showing you... Wolfenstein was showing you killing Nazis, and I was like, but that's the whole idea of the game. That's
the point of the game since the beginning.
People are upset that it's okay to kill Nazis now, is it? And it's like
yes, it's always been okay.
That's kind of the game.
Well, I think if you ask Britain in World War II, is it okay to kill Nazis? I think the answer is yes.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really care.
I don't think you should kill neo-Nazis, but they're just people living today. So
what was actually going about Wolfenstein? What was going on in that trailer where that guy was like taking LSD and was seeing like colourful animals? Seems they're trying to do some crazy shit with that. Because
I don't know.
Blazkowicz was in a wheelchair as well for like an entire level from what it looked like. And then he gets like a suit.
I don't
know. Anyway.
Your guess is as good as mine.
But so people were upset that they were showing like the Christian extremist preacher people kidnapping people.
I don't see the problem with that because they've done it with Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 exactly the same way, just not with... I don't understand the problem. There's no way that these regions are that bad in real life. They're extreme versions. I
don't know. It's kind of like it's a game.
Yeah, these are extreme versions of reality.
This is just a narrative to a random game that doesn't exist. What's the big fucking deal?
Oh, how dare you put in America?
But yeah, we kind of saw a tone shift in this one as well because it kind of looks more comedic. You have the dog.
Yeah, it does seem to be.
I don't know, it might be interesting. I want to see more of the villain, because the villain is always the centerpiece of Far Cry.
It has been since Far Cry 3, yeah.
Yeah, with Faz.
He started all this off. And obviously then they copied and pasted him into Far Cry 4.
Yeah.
The original Far Cry 3 was way better, in my opinion. Obviously Far Cry 4 has co-op and Far Cry 3 doesn't, but...
I think 5 is going to have full co-op.
Yeah.
In the open world.
To be fair, that's a game that actually makes sense to have it in. That would actually be really fun, I think. Far Cry 4 co-op is really fun, so... I can understand.
Anyway, next game. South Park The Fractured Butthole.
We all expected this one.
Yeah, I love the first game.
Yeah, we've seen trailers
really
of this coming up
for the new game. Cannot wait.
Looks really good still.
Looks like they've improved the combat system as well, which was like people's biggest gripe with the game. So,
well, to be fair, like they didn't know what they were like. It was kind of like a new thing they were trying, so they didn't know what they were doing. I guess. Well, I'm not saying they know what they're doing. They're just like testing the waters.
I've played through the first game, so it's kind of like you get to a point where you just special attack over and over again.
Yeah.
And I just like Professor Chaos, and you just like destroy people.
Bring down Jesus.
But it was like a really funny game. I love South Park, so
yeah, I think South Park's funny. I don't watch it.
Oh, I've seen like every episode. I love it, but I feel like you can still find a lot of humor in the game.
Yeah. I've watched like the playthrough of like the first game. It's actually really good. But didn't that Toe Biscuit say that? Like, he wasn't a big fan of South Park, but he thought the South Park game was really good.
There's quite a lot of references to like the actual TV series, but I feel like you could watch
it.
You could play through it even if you hadn't watched it.
Yeah, there's some, I think, references, because stuff I didn't get. There's some references to the show I do get, because it's like the famous thing in the show.
Yeah, like
but
killing Kenny.
But yeah, exactly. Like everyone knows that. But I felt, it wasn't like based upon that. Like you could definitely, there's a lot of humor even without it, and I assume this game's going to be exactly the same because they're pretty good at writing.
So next conference is Sony, and starting off with actually the last thing, but I wrote down first, Spider-Man. And I've been excited for this because
we just wanted to see gameplay of it.
Insomniac making a Spider-Man game, which is really weird because it's like people made Ratchet and Clank and
they made then they made Resistance as well though.
Yeah, they made a couple of games, but
they do all sorts.
But like Ratchet and Clank was their main game.
They started out by just showing like the combat of it, which I know people saying, oh, it looks like Arkham like style stuff. And it's like, I don't think it does. Like it looked more like Spider-Man 2 from the PS2 era.
It was Resistance, wasn't it? The one they made.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the combat looks more like Spider-Man 2 than actually like the like Batman Arkham stuff, but
no,
I don't know.
So yeah, it was Resistance they made, not Killzone. I was getting the two confused because they look very similar.
I think Resistance is better than Killzone though. Okay, well, Joe just searched up Resistance into Google and got electrical resistance.
No,
so,
yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, and then so they showed the combat of Spider-Man like first off, and it's like, oh, but what we want to see is the web swinging. They actually showed the web swing, and
it's dynamic web
swing. It looks like proper dynamic.
No, they've confirmed it is as well.
Yeah, like. It looks really good. It looks proper web swinging. The game looks really good.
If it's anything like Spider-Man 2, it should be really good.
I also quite like the Spider-Man like talking to himself thing. I think like that's missing in a lot of games. Well, not. It's more missing in the films more than the games actually. But that's like the defining feature of Spider-Man. He talks to himself.
My favorite quote from like Spider-Man 2 was that he just run around beating people up. He's like, "It looks like your face ran into my fist."
Yeah. I know, like, if you swing, like, across, like, in Spider-Man 2, if you swing across, like, just, like, really high, you hear people shouting down from the bottom, like, get a job. And it's like, come on. I work at the pizzeria. I deliver.
I'm interested to see Insomniac do Spider-Man. The cutscene, it was heavily scripted.
It was a very heavily scripted thing.
But it looked cool.
It does look good. The question is, though, is there going to be a mini game where you deliver pizza?
I hope so.
I hope so as well.
God of War.
Dad of
War.
It's not God of War, it's Dad of War in Skyrim.
What was the tweet I was looking at? It was like, what if the ending...
Oh, Pizzaology.
The final boss of God of War was that you'd have to give a long embracing hug to your son.
It was the only way to defeat the boss. You never know, that might be the actual ending. Peter might have got that.
Is this like Kratos' new son? Didn't he like kill
he killed his whole family, right?
And he destroyed the world.
Is that why you...
So if you don't know, the end of 3, he destroys the entire world by killing every god.
How does that destroy the world exactly? Is there a god of the world?
I guess he kills everyone basically, and then he's like, "All right, fuck this," and kills himself.
Oh, because he was technically a god-ish.
I have no
idea. So he literally killed every god.
He killed every god, and then he kills himself, and that's how the game ends.
Yeah.
So I have no idea where this game is set or what's going on. But he seems like he's in some sort of purgatory in like some sort of Norse mythology. So maybe he's got to kill all the Norse gods now. I don't know.
Skyrim gods.
Because he seems to have like gone here. He's found some woman, banged her. Now he has a son.
Is that the official story?
I feel like the best one of the best bits of God of War was the banging being the games. And now you can't do that.
Because banging keeps you. I thought the son would be down with it, personally.
I don't know about that. Oh, fuck me. I'll drop my bottle cap.
I feel like Kratos needs to teach his son about these things.
They would never show that in a game. No way.
It's unfortunate.
Anyway, next game. We talked about Destiny 2, didn't we? So we don't have to talk about that again.
Yeah, Destiny 2.
Final Fantasy Fishing!
I was hyped for this.
Were you actually?
I thought it looked hilarious, actually.
Final Fantasy Fishing VR.
The part where you put a huge fucking fish, like a razor. I don't know what you'd call it. I'm not very good with fish.
Yeah.
But the big one that had huge teeth.
I don't know either. To be honest with you, I'm not a fish guy.
You know, who is the fish guy?
Talk to Scorn Retort.
Yeah, does he know? If he hates fish though, he's not. He doesn't know fish.
He plays loads of. He
loves fishing games. He doesn't like fish in real life.
Okay, well, what was that game where it's like you're like a fucking futuristic anime tank fish and you go around shooting things?
Oh,
on Steam.
Oh, what is that? I swear we did a. We've done it. I can't remember what it's called though. Like Ultimate Sea.
We were talking about it on your wish list, but someone will find that.
I can't remember what it's called. It's such a weird name. It's at the top of my wish list.
Is it actually at the top of your wish list?
If you put it in the proper order, it's very close to the top.
Is it actually?
Yes. It's my number one. It's not my number one game.
Rank 1.
Dirty Dancing is my number one game. Ace of Seafood. That's what it is. Ace of Seafood.
If you want a real fishing game, check out Ace of Seafood.
No, but I actually like the look of fishing in VR. Like, I could understand fishing in VR.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
I feel like it does make more sense.
And the Final Fantasy thing is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I could see that working.
It makes more sense than regular fishing games.
Yeah.
Like Cat Goes Fishing.
Don't be ridiculous. Cat Go Fishing is top notch.
Okay.
I've never played it, but I've watched Scorn Retorts play it.
On to the last actual conference, which is Nintendo. And the number one game I saw was Super Mario Odyssey. That looked really good.
Yeah, I guess that's their main game now, right? Like that's their main.
Well, hasn't Mario always been Nintendo?
Yeah, I guess, but I wasn't. When they first announced it, I wasn't expecting to be. I thought it'd be like, oh, we're trying to do this thing again.
There's gonna be like a full Mario game on level with. They've said it's gonna be on level with like Mario 64.
Yeah, well, that's what they're trying to do basically,
and like
aren't they?
Super Mario Sunshine.
I know. When we first read it, it looked like they were just trying to make a Sonic 06 for Mario.
No, it didn't. Nothing's that bad.
No, but it had the same vibe of like, oh, real people in a real city with these characters.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah, it does look really good now. Like, I think they've actually put effort into it.
You can possess things with the hat. So is Mario's like hat haunted now?
I don't demonic hat. I don't know.
And now coins, you don't like use them to get an extra life. You spend them on costumes for different events.
Yeah.
Like so they showed.
I like the idea of that though.
He went to like the Mexican planet.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, there's a dress code home and you can't get in. And then he puts on a sombrero. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, you can get in. And then now the hat is a sombrero.
Yeah.
Which is
the
cool.
Haunted sombrero.
Yeah. You can be a dinosaur. It was so confusing because they showed like a giant dinosaur and I was like, oh wait, what's this? and then he just fucking
puts a hat on it.
Puts Mario's hat, and I was like, what the fuck? What's happening? But yeah, Super Mario Odyssey looks really good. I love the classic Mario element to it, where you can go inside like walls and stuff and play like little classic Mario levels. Yeah. And I really want to play this, but getting a Switch and a copy of this is going to be hard. With all the fucking demand issues they have.
I feel like they just need to up their actual production of the Switch.
Yeah.
Like, they really need to push it up.
I mean, they showed a couple of things. They showed, like, Metroid 4. They showed, like, Monster Hunter, but I didn't really care about those. I think
Monster Hunter stuff was interesting, I thought, personally, but...
They should, like, Breath of the Wild DLC. Apparently they're gonna... So there was, like, a fan-made remake of Metroid 2.
Right.
But Nintendo's also doing that on the DS they just, like, announced. So we'll have to see what happens with that.
Oh God, so there's, like, another example of a game with more remakes than one. There's too many.
Fan remake.
Yeah.
And then the last thing they showed on Nintendo Direct, the thing before it, they showed ARMS, and I'm actually...
You're hyped for ARMS.
I'm pretty hyped.
You're super hyped.
It looks really fun.
I'm not hyped for ARMS. I've got to be honest.
Are you hyped for Pokken Tournament?
No.
No, I'm not hyped for that really. I don't know, it looks kind of interesting, but I think ARMS looks like I watched the full video on it, and like the depth they've put into it, where you can choose different arms and stuff. I want to be Jelly Man. I want to be that guy. That guy looks so good. I'll look up.
Why do you want to be Jelly Man?
Because he like moves differently to the other.
Oh, you like the movement? Okay.
ARMS character list. Let's look this up quickly.
You're the
this guy. Helix DNA Man. This is the guy
I like the look of the arms.
Yeah. And you don't have to use the arms the character comes with. You can customize each individual arm, the left and the right one, and you unlock more arms as you fight.
That's a cool idea. I like the concept, but I don't know.
I know that's really
maybe it's really good. I just need to play it and find out.
Yeah, well, I feel like people saw Splatoon and they were like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, that's true.
When it came out, people were like, "Oh, this is really cool."
Nintendo know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like ARMS is going to be like...
And different characters have different health.
Because
this guy has 1,000. Do they all have 1,000, or is it different?
I assume so. This guy's like 2 characters in one as well. There's some really interesting characters.
It would be fair.
I think they all have 1,000 health from what I can see.
Yeah, Nintendo are good at making new characters and things.
Yeah.
Like, they always make them all interesting.
Does this guy have more health? No. Okay. Anyway.
Master Mummy.
That's all I've got to say about ARMS. That's the end of Nintendo. Developer Digital... Developer...
Is it Devolver Digital?
Devolver, sorry.
The one they got a
Devolver Digital.
They hit it out of the park.
Conference of all time. Holy shit!
The biggest prank I've ever seen.
If you haven't seen the Developer Digital, what they paid for is basically a 20-minute shit post.
Yeah.
On E3. Just go on YouTube and watch it now. It's fantastic.
I love the quote. It's like tomorrow's unethical practices today.
Yeah. Have you seen early access?
Earliest access.
The earliest access.
They have an idea, and the Asian dude is like, I don't know who are these people? I don't know who Devolver Digital is.
Yeah, when they pick, let's pick a random guy from the crowd. It's like, you sat there, and he comes up, and he's just like laden with Developer Digital like merchandise.
Yeah, well they do that twice, and it's the same guy twice. Oh, just a random guy from the crowd. Yeah. Random guy.
Anyway, I think we should end the podcast there. So we're going to Tony's wish list quickly, and I'll sort it by date added. Have you added anything to your wish list recently?
I don't think so. I think
no.
That's the same as last time.
We're not looking at Tony's wish list. It's too shit. Right, that's the end of the podcast. What's my etymology tweet like? Imagine a 2-player local split-screen game where player 2 can continue playing whilst player 1 is in a cutscene. And I was like, isn't that just like...
Is that a real game already?
That sounds like what's gonna happen in A Way Out.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see that, Peter. But yeah, that's the end of the podcast.
The E3 4K 2017 podcast.
The E3 2 Electric Boogaloo 4K. End of the show plugs. So vid.me/inbetweenpodcast, YouTube Inbetween Podcast, Twitter @Scorn2000. Tony doesn't exist.
I'm a bot still.
Because he still hasn't been he's a bot. And Facebook Scorn. So that's the end of the podcast. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.